All right, what is going on, ladies and gentlemen? And this is HD StarCraft. I'm here to bring you guys another HD broadcast. And of course, today I'm going to be showing you guys a pro StarCraft 2 game. Not going to be showing you guys my Terran adventures anymore, for a while at least. But I will say I'm happy to and pleased to announce that we are going to be giving away some more headsets from Gamecom Plantronics. So it's kind of a back-to-back giveaway here. And if you guys want, once again, to win one of these free $100 headsets, just click on the links down below this video in the more info section, expand it, and all you have to do is go to their website, register an account, post a comment in the latest news portal for this game, and then all you have to do is email the answers to their trivia questions that will be based on this cast. So make sure you guys listen carefully, and good luck. I'm actually using one of their headsets to cast right now. Love it. And getting back to this game now, Acer Bly is going to be the orange Zerg. On Tal'Darim Altar in the bottom left-hand corner of the map, his opponent is going to be Empire Happy. So coming back to the Euro side, because, you know, I've been casting Koreans for so much, and, you know, you tend to forget that other people play StarCraft 2 as well. So this should be pretty fun. It's going to be a Terran versus Zerg. Now, this was from a best of 5, but I'm only picking one replay out of this set. Well, one of the reasons for that is because I'm giving away headsets. And I wanted to pick this one. And the second reason is because this is the highest rated game of the set. In fact, this has been one of the highest rated replays for the last 2 or 3 weeks or so. And I really wanted to cast it. I just haven't had a chance to do it. And I don't even know what happens. I haven't looked at the game or anything like that. I try not to preview the games because I feel like it ruins the experience for me. So this should be a pretty good cast. I hope you guys enjoy. And once again, it's for free headsets, so check it out at Gamecom Plantronics. Now, it looks like Empire Happy going to be going with a 1 Rax with gas, and he could go into Factory right away and get some Hellions out. That's usually what Terrans do. If you send a drone scout into the Terran base, here's a good tip. And you see that the Terran player doesn't have gas but has a barracks. That usually means they're doing 1 barracks expand. If you send a drone in there and you see a gas, it usually means they're doing Factory Hellion. So that's kind of a good tip, and I know that because I play a lot of Zerg and I scout that out quite a bit. The gas is what you're typically expecting to see, especially on a map like Tal'Darim Altar where it's somewhat open. You can get Hellions pretty easily. You've also got to worry a little bit about this bunker that can be placed by the SCV. 1 barracks worth of Marines can still be pretty threatening if they're under a bunker. That's what Empire Happy's trying to do right now. He's trying to get that bunker up, but really good control by Bly to get his drones to prevent that bunker from coming up. It would have been done by now otherwise. And now the Marine really doesn't have a home to call home. And now that the Marine is here, I think Zerglings should be out pretty soon because we did have a spawning pool done. There it is. So also getting gas. We're going to have speed pretty soon as well. Bunker will not finish, and the Marine will probably have to head on home, as the bunker will most likely have to be salvaged here. And maybe Empire Happy can, eke out a little bit of scouting detail with the SCV, or he could just keep trying to build the bunker. But, the Zerglings are coming right now, and when the Zerglings get the surround from the backside, it's highly unlikely this bunker will go up. Now, it'd be interesting, very interesting to see how this game and why this game, wow, it looks like he's going to get the Marines. Nice job by Bly, but it's going to be pretty interesting to see why this game was rated so highly by you guys out there in the StarCraft 2 community. None of the other ones in the set were, but this one was. So I'm stoked right now. I'm strapping on my seatbelt for a potentially epic match, and we'll see what happens. Factory now on the way, and Reactor Factory, as we called it before, is already down, and he's trying to make some Hellions right now, but no Hellions yet on the map. They are in production 2 at a time. Let's see if Happy sends 2 in at first, or if he waits for 4 and then goes in. It looks like he's just going to send the initial 2. On a map like Tal'Darim Altar, it is kind of okay to just send 2 out right away because you can tag the zone on the tower and hold it with 2 Hellions, like, forever, unless roaches come. So it's okay to send those out right now. Unless there's like a bunch of roaches or speedlings. It looks like he's adding on another factory, though. Now that makes things a little interesting. We could actually have a mech build from the Terran player Happy. This is pretty interesting, and I know that mech is totally viable in Terran versus Zerg. It's a little less common though, so it's always fun for me to see mech because I have a terrible time dealing with mech when I play Zerg, and we'll see how Bly deals with that. Tons of Hellions on the map right now. And 4 more in production. Wow, 4 at a time? No way. Is that what the reactor core was for? He's making it's quad production Orange Flame Hellions. This is actually a pretty cheesy build from Empire Happy. And he's going to get inside the base. Oh my god! Just mass Hellions here, and there is a Roach Warren starting to come up right now, but it won't be up nearly in time as the drones are starting to get roasted up. He's going to have to run behind the Spine Crawler, but oh wow, these Hellions have already done a lot of damage. Happy here has killed off 6 drones. It'd be nice if he could get out of here with the Hellions alive. He's lost 3. Now all of a sudden, it doesn't look too bad for the Zerg player, but if he loses any more drones, then yeah, this could pay off. Happy has killed off so far, I would say, alright, there we go, 8 drones, I don't have to guess, numbers right there. Killed off about 8 drones, but I don't know about this mass, this is pretty cheesy. It's just mass orange flame Hellions, no upgrades. Usually what you do with this strategy is you wait until you have like 16, maybe even 20 Hellions, and then you just bum rush them in. But the thing here is, I think Happy's revealed his strategy already. He's shown so many Hellions, now roaches are in production, and I don't know if this is going to work out so well anymore. Happy's still inside the natural, though. Could do a ton of damage. I mean, he's already done a ton of damage. And wow, he's ahead 55 to 40 supply right now. Really, if the Zerg player loses any more drones, it's going to be very difficult for him to recover. And there it goes. More drones falling down. Recovery difficulty has been increased to 9,000 now. Zerglings have come out, and it looks like the Hellions finally are going to get cleaned up. But you know what? Whoa. What, HD? You know what? I think that even though this is a pretty weird build, it's pretty gimmicky to go with the mass Hellions like this, I honestly think that Happy can transition out of this now because he's done so much damage. Usually, when you go with a build that's weird, like, I don't know, double star port, if you don't do enough damage, you're done. But if you do enough damage, but not necessarily end the game, as we can see here, Orange Flame Hellions don't really end the game unless you kill all the drones. Then it almost kind of forces you, I want to say forces, but not really, but it kind of allows you to transition out. But the thing here is there really is no other transition from this position but mass mech. It's very hard to go back into bio from here. And I notice he's getting stim packs, so that's really weird. I thought he was just going to go mass mech. Now, one of the reasons why he might be going bio instead is because there's already roaches on the field, and roaches are pretty good against mass mech. But I still feel like maybe he should have transitioned into just full-on hardcore Thor tank Hellion. But now he's kind of swapping back down, trying to build barracks, and I feel like this is going to give the Zerg player an opportunity to get back into the game. There won't be any attacks for a while until the bio army is built up. We can see, therefore, drones are starting to build up. But I will say one thing that Happy is doing that I like, and I love, macro orbital command centers. He's actually made, you know, an orbital command. And now it's not really a macro because he hasn't expanded yet. You have to keep that in mind. It's still a one-base Terran pretty much. So it'll be nice if he can get that expansion down. Bunches of Hellions now at the creep. Gonna be able to roast up some of these roaches because there's just so much firepower. You thought roaches had plus 100 fire resistance. Not really. As the Hellions just brute forcing their way through the creep now with that comsat. That was a really nice comsat too. I think he picked off all branches of creep tumors, and let me tell you, as a Zerg player, that is so annoying. I've been kind of doing that as Terran as well against Zerg. But what is this? Wait a minute. He has Marauders? Oh, okay. Well, that actually doesn't, that's not too bad because there are roaches on the field and Marauders are pretty good against roaches. I thought for a second there he was just all out producing Marauders, and then I noticed, oh, he does have a reactor and he's trying to make Marines, so he's just not going Marauder Hellion. That would have been ridiculous, but already a very weird game to start things off. Still have those Hellions on the map, which can do a ton of damage here, and we'll see if they can at least delay the third. Probably not, with Bly having so many roaches already there ready to break down the rocks. The one thing here is, you know, Bly still doesn't have his third hatchery, and a reason of that is because he's been taking so much damage this game. These Hellions are still controlling the map for the Terran very, very well. And until Bly can get that third situated, I don't really feel all too comfortable putting my money down on Bly right now. I still think it's a very close game. I think Happy has done a phenomenal job of securing the natural expansion. And, you know, he's kind of switched back into Marauder Marine production, which I like. You know, he's going to have bio, and he's almost kind of going into a more normal game. It would be great to see Happy throw down some more barracks, though. He only has 3. Granted, 2 of them are reactored, so he has quite a bit of Marine production. Here we go. Happy may be making an attack here. Baneling Nest is still not down yet. Oh man, Banelings could really be used right now. I don't think Bly realized that Marines were on the menu here. Happy making a complete switch back into bio, and there were no Banelings ready for this, just purely roaches and Zerglings, and that's not going to be enough to deal with this many Marines. He needs Banelings right now. He might just have to sacrifice the hatchery. He does. And now with the help of the Broodlings coming out, he might be able to push this back. No, too many Marines. Bly is losing all of his roaches. Bly's going to fall back to the Spine Crawler, waiting for more roaches to come out. Now with that amount of roaches popping out of the eggs, he might just have enough to make something happen and maybe push this away. But still, all Happy's got to do is stay in front of the base, prevent this hatchery from being taken, and really, he's just going to shoot so far ahead. A 2-base Terran always beats a 2-base Zerg. And now he's going to go ahead and fly over the crevice here and try to get inside the main with 2 medevacs, but good read by Bly. You know, he had creep tumors here that it could see the movement of enemy troops, and he knew that the medevacs were loading up there. I think it would have been better for Happy to maybe load up out here and then bring them around. That would have been a better strategy, as the Roach gets annihilated by 2 weakened Marauders. And now this game, despite all that aggression in the early game, you know, 3,000 minerals lost for both sides nearly, it's kind of settled back down a little bit. I still want to say Happy needs Bly needs a 3rd hatchery really, really bad, and finally breaks down that weakened rock and can get a hatchery out. Because, you know, if a Zerg doesn't have that 3rd hatchery, the most important reason why is they don't have the 5th and 6th gas. They cannot move into Broodlord Infestor, or Ultras even. They can't realize Hive Tech, and you need Hive Tech in today's Zerg versus Terran. So Happy needs that 3rd hatchery. He's trying to get it up right now. It looks like we have 2 medevacs, though, that have other thoughts on their mind. They can go in here and do a ton of damage. Also dropping inside the natural, trying to maybe pick off the Baneling Nest, but the Baneling Nest was saved by troops. But it was just a distraction so that he could snap off the 3rd hatchery. Brilliant right there. That is military genius. Brings in a medevac and now comes back in once again after the hatchery was blown up because he knows the forces are down there and he might be able to pick off the Baneling Nest at the same time. And now all the forces going back up here to defend here. He tries to go and drop the main. Oh, Happy, you make me happy. You really do. And even though those Marines went down, it was for a good cause, a real good cause. And the drop is still ongoing behind the natural expansion. What is Bly going to do about these drops? He still doesn't have a 3rd hatchery. This is 17 minutes in now. When you would expect most pro StarCraft 2 players would be max at this point, the Zerg doesn't have a 3rd, and neither player is max due to all the aggression that that these players have put on each other, namely Happy on Bly. And now we do have Happy claiming the 3rd. Oh, it's not a good sight for the Overlord. The Overlord was not happy to see that because now the Zerg Bly has got to either attack. And I think he's going to attack. I don't think he's going to try to double hatch. I think he's going to try to attack and kill off this planetary fortress. Now, he has a great position out here. He can catch the units as they stream out. The tanks are way too slow to catch up. Bly may just circumvent this. He might just go straight for the planetary. And I don't blame him. You know, he sees it's morphing. He has to take it down before it morphs. And he's going in right now. And all of a sudden, what does this trigger Happy to do? Happy says, okay, you can have that planetary because I'll just cancel and lift off. And I'll run right into your base with everything I've got on the sweet spot. This is a great decision, split-second thinking right there by Happy, sieging up on the sweet spot, and now he's on the high ground. This is going to be a very difficult position for Bly to break, although Bly does have creep tumors, and, you know, Happy, it would be a good idea to break the creep tumors down, but it might just be too late now. He's just sitting, chilling right on the purple stuff. He's still doing a lot of damage, though, and Bly not choosing to go in. I think he's got enough forces to clean this up, really, with Baneling speed. He should have enough. The more he takes, you know, he's not gaining anything. He's going to lose the hatchery. Has to go in now, sends everything in. He should have enough roaches to clean the tanks up, but what about the hatchery? The natural has gone down. So Happy, even though he loses his entire army out in the middle of the field, he did kill off the natural hatchery. Now the Zerg down to 2 bases once again. Of course, he did claim the bottom right expansion, which has now become basically number 2. What an intense game. Units lost now at 16,000 pretty much. And Bly thinking about making a counter now. Of course, Happy knows all about it. Happy would be better served running behind the wall, raising it up right now! And he couldn't. Yes, he does get it up. Very good raise right there by Happy. I was worried for a second right there for the Terran player because the units could have gotten up into the face of those siege tanks. But it doesn't look like Bly had enough really to break that location down. And this is such a close back and forth ZVT, and I can see why this was rated so highly on the website I downloaded from. And look at this, a Mutatech switch from Bly. Oh, that's sweet. A switch to mutas. I thought he was just going to rock Lingroach Infestor all day. He was already on that path, and he switches it up to mutas now, and I don't think this is expected at all from Happy. In fact, will he just bypass the planetary? I would if I was him. I would actually go for these SCVs and go right into the main, and I think he's going to do just that. The problem, though, is he only has 7 mutas. It's just enough to do damage, but at the same time, it's not nearly enough to do enough damage. It's just enough to kind of hurt, but not scary enough for the Terran player. I don't think this is going to give him enough time to maybe get some turrets up, and I think, I don't know, we'll see, because he is dropping the natural at the same time, once again. Oh man, there's just action all over the place. Mutalisk now being pushed away by the Marines. The Planetary Fortress has been claimed. The drop has been cleaned up by Bly. Nice cleanup right there. Splendid job. And now Bly just kind of hiding in the back. This is a great place on Tower and Malter, by the way, guys. You guys might not know, but just chill here all day long with Mutas, Medivacs, War Prisms, whatever you want, and you can just go into the main or into the third. Looks like he's opting to go into the third here, but there's a turret and more Marines coming up, so I don't think these Mutas will be able to do much damage. And it looks like there's a Hellion that has scouted out another hatchery here, just chilling. Zerglings should be able to surround that and dispose of that very quickly. Infestation pit on the way now for Bly, and it's a good idea to get up to Hive right about now. I wonder if he's going to actually make any infestors. I feel like he might be a little gas-starved to do so, or if he's going to go right into Hive and try to get Ultras out, you know, or maybe even Broodlords. I don't know. We'll see. It seems to me that he doesn't have enough gas intake right now. You know, he's not mining out of all of his gases right now. But once he does, he might be able to get some infestors out. And in fact, he's getting pathogen glands, and that's good. You know, infestors, if he can afford it, are going to be a very powerful unit in this matchup. Fungal growth on Marines is godlike. And here comes Happy once again, sieging up on the sweet spot. Has a brilliant position, not paying attention with those Marines, so got to be careful, keep them next to the tanks. And the Mutas still just being allowed to rip their way through the main, but it looks like a couple missile turrets are in a defensive posture, should be able to hold off the Mutalisk. Like I said, there's just, it's about 7 to 8 Mutas. It's just not hardy enough, not haughty enough to do enough damage when there's a turret or two. So I don't expect these Mutas to do much more. In fact, Happy doesn't seem too worried about it too much right now, as he's still focused on dropping and doing a lot of damage with these Marines. Killed off the hatchery, looking to maybe kill off the macro hatch as well. And no response from Bly. Bly now pulls his Mutalisk back. He is going to try, I think, to do a serious surround here. It's a serial surround, and maybe we can pull it off or not. Oh, the Marines are there! And he didn't lose a Muta there. That was amazing. Look at how weakened these Mutas are. They're literally one shot away. And I think Bly, that was a mistake, because now, if he tries to surround this army, he's not going to have hardy Mutalisks. His Mutas are one shot from death, and he shouldn't have just went in there and taken so much damage. They're almost as good as dead at this point. And what the heck is our Zerg player, our orange Zerg, going to do at this point? 127 to 137 to Bly. Happy cleaving his way through all the production facilities, has killed off 2 hatches here, the macro and the main hatchery at the natural. Maybe going to get the Baneling Nest as well. Now finally a response from Bly, but he gets that medevac. Very nicely done right there, but he is going to lose some serious Mutalisks here. And I really don't know, man. It's so tough at this point for Bly to realize the gas he needs to afford Hive Tech. He is on Hive Tech. Does he have infestors? He has 6 on the way, finally making some. And I would have thought he should have had those infestors out a little bit earlier. It was such late timing on the infestors. Hurts, he could have had them sooner and maybe been able to break this location. But nevertheless, they will be out. The attack continues on from Happy. Happy, who has stabilized all of his bases, doesn't have to worry about Mutalisks or any counterattacks at this point, is on the verge of maybe forcing the Zerg player to surrender now, but Bly isn't having it yet. He runs in and creams those Marines and shuts that drop down. But he still has no position whatsoever on this ledge. In fact, the tanks, the Terran has asserted their dominance on the ledge, receded the creep all the way back. This provides an LZ for more Marines and tanks to load up and siege up that location. Such a dangerous spot, really, for Zerg to be at. Bly, oh, the infestors, man, he's got to be careful with them. What a great spread, though, by Happy. No single squad of Marines or Marauders are stacked on top of each other, so it makes it very difficult for Bly to get a fungal down. And that that pretty much almost seals the deal for Bly. There it is, though. Fungal on those Marines and Marauders. Great fungal, but a medevac might keep them alive. I wonder if you can actually tell every solo medevac to heal an individual unit. You can like burst heal each weakened unit to save it from fungal growth. I wonder if you can do that. I'm sure you can. But Bly here might be able to pick off a tank. Nice job. But it's a very bleak situation right now. Note, though, he's got 7 Broodlords on the way, so Bly is kind of playing the wait-and-see game right now. He knows he's on the back foot right now, but if he can just get his Broodlords out, I mean, seriously, if the Terran does not have starports ready to go with Vikings producing 2 or even 4 at a time, you're in big, big trouble. And I don't think Happy's got any Vikings, man. I don't even know if he's producing Vikings. He's not. although he's got 3-3 Marines, these Broodlords are now out on the field, and where are they? Infestors now is burrowing underground to avoid damage from the tanks. Where are the Broodlords? There they are! Wisely, Bly morphing them way in the back so they wouldn't get caught, and this is Bly's little desperate card in the hole. He's at 99 to 146 supply. Happy's thinking he's got this game in the bag, but the Broodlords are here! The Broodlords are here! Now, Bly has to kill off a lot of Terran units before Viking production can start. If he doesn't kill off a bunch of units and he's using his Infestors to prevent the escape of these tanks, then it doesn't matter. If he doesn't kill off a lot of units, then it doesn't matter because Vikings will come out and that'll be the end for Bly. Bly did, though, kill off about 3 tanks, several Marines, so that wasn't too shabby. He's got to make his attack now. This is his moment. He's only got 1 shot in this game to win this game. He has to make an attack right now with whatever Broodlords he's got before Viking count starts to really build up. It's also a good idea here for Bly to start to produce Corruptors and Infestors, so he's got an anti-air for the Vikings, and he's coming up right now to the north with everything that he's got. Unfortunately, though, when you try to make a counterattack with Broodlords, they're so slow. They're dangerously slow, and all this time is allowing Happy to get more Vikings in the air. The Broodlords are here, though. We've got to be careful. Those Marines are surrounding. He's got to use his Infestors now to save his Broodlords. Good Fungals, and if he can get a couple more Fungals, that'd be great. He's only got 3 Broodlords left. I don't think he's got enough in the tank to do it, and Happy on the verge here of breaking this army down. Good Fungals once again by Bly. Does Bly have enough to clean up the Marines? I don't think he does. There's only 1 Viking in the air, and it is going to chase his Broodlord away. What a close game this is, but I think that is going to be all she wrote. Just not enough anti-air for the Zerg. And now that the jig is up, oh, you bet Vikings are producing quite a bit. So any Broodlords that come out from here on out really aren't going to be that effective anymore. And it is 84 supply to 123. And I dare say that at this point it's pretty much over for our Zerg hero. Unfortunately, it was a good attempt, good counterattack, but just not enough sauce behind it, not enough special stuff. So he's still hanging in there. He's making Broodlords and Infestors. You know, you never know. Your opponent might make a huge mistake and stumble on his face. One thing I've noticed is Happy hasn't grabbed a 5th yet. Not that he really needs it, but it's a nice timing to go ahead and expand once again. It looks like he's checked for the 4th. There's no hatchery there, and has his siege tank siege up in a nice position. And we're probably going to see Bly ram his forces in one more time here, just to see if he can maybe get back in this game. But it's pretty bleak right now. Some units going down to the bottom right, so that hatchery's days are numbered. And here we go. Potentially the last fight here. Corruptor goes down. That's not good. He needs all the Corruptors he can get right now. Fungal's coming out, but this should be GG for Bly. Nice Fungal once again. And I really don't think we can do much at this point. Last Infested Terran's coming out, and there is the GG. So a really good game right there. I can see why this is rated so highly. I mean, let's look at the units lost tab. 30,000 resources for the Zerg and almost 20,000 for the Terran. That's one of the most blood-spilt games I've casted in a while, but a very exciting one. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. And make sure to go ahead and check out Gamecom Plantronics for your shot at winning a free $100 headset. I feel like that Vanna White. I feel like Vanna White on Wheel of Fortune. I'm doing like the hand motion right now, but you guys can't see. Anyways, I don't think I'm going to analyze anything in this game. It was a really fun one. There was just battle all throughout, and to analyze it again would require me to go through every single battle in detail because everyone was spectacular. But I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next cast. I got to head out now and play some Resident Evil, and hopefully Battle.net's back up so I can play some Diablo 3. See you guys soon. HD signing out.